Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, let's talk about the virus today, okay, and how do you calculate mortality rate, okay? There's a lot of confusion in how you calculate this. First of all, we can't really calculate the exact number for mortality rate. First of all, because they are asymptomatic patients, right? And they are pre-symptomatic patients, those that have been diagnosed, but you know, they will fall sick sooner or later, but we don't know when, okay? And the best estimate based on data, okay, we use deaths, okay, we divide by the recovered plus dead, okay, so that's the resolved cases, right? Okay, so using the resolved cases, we get 137,403, we divide it by 137,403 again, we add 1,490,446, okay, so we get roughly 8.4%, which is very high. Okay, but then you can ask me, oh, what about those asymptomatics, and what about those you know that will recover again? Yeah, this is the resolved cases. Okay, so maybe at the beginning, because we didn't know how to deal with the virus, okay, we caused many deaths and we weren't really prepared for it. We didn't know what medicine to use, right? So now we are definitely smarter, so that number will follow, okay? Another way to calculate the death rate would be to calculate 137,403, right? We divided that was the resolved and known tabulated, okay? Don't forget there are asymptomatics too, okay? And we cannot estimate the number of asymptomatics, that's a problem. So let's divide it by the whole thing. The deaths divided by the current number of coronavirus cases. Add the number of dead people again. Close it. And you get about 3.9%, right? But there's a fallacy in here. These coronavirus cases, right? They haven't been, they, some of them hasn't been resolved, right? Okay, so these are the total number of coronavirus. Some of them not resolved yet. Okay, that's the problem with this number. Okay, so a better estimate would be to use this, right? Something that's resolved. Okay, although it's a bit huge, but yeah, that's what we know about it. See, 8%, right? They also calculated it their way. They don't want to calculate it the total way, right? Because this is the data they have. This is the one that's already completed, so they just calculate the one that's already completed. Okay. What do I think about the virus? About the remdesivir? Remdesivir is good, right? Because it can lower the it can like shorten the recovery time, right? So basically, you stay in the hospital shorter. Okay. But that's not very useful if you still recover in the first place, right? So we need to find another cheaper drug, right? Cheaper drug to use to help the recovery process. You guys know what I'm saying, right? So you need to find a cheaper drug that helps the recovery process. The cheaper the drug, the better. Okay, remdesivir has a amazing effect, right? 63% reduced mortality rate, right? Okay, let's make it simple. Let's call it 60. Okay, 60% reduced mortality rate. That's amazing. Okay, so what would have died if we had remdesivir? What 8%? Okay, would only be 3.2%. Okay, That's a reduction of 4.8. That's how amazing it is. Okay, this is a huge breakthrough, a very huge breakthrough, I would say. Okay. So if we had known, if we had understood and all that stuff, okay, we would have a much lower death rate. Okay. So what's the problem? Okay. Now, what's the problem with calculating it this way? 137 divided by recovered and discharged, right? So this is the death rate of those that go to the hospital. So if you get the COVID and you are sick enough to have to go to the hospital, okay, you get flagged, dude. You get a death flag for you. All right, man. 8% you will die. 92% you will recover. That's a death flag. But now with this, all right, with this thing, the death flag changed, right? Okay, man. 3.2%, 96.8% you live. So that, oh my God, that's great, dude. That's so amazing, right? Okay. And then the next part. So you will definitely ask me, okay, how do we estimate the number of cases, right? That we have, and how do we estimate the real mortality rate? Right? We have no way to estimate that. Okay, the best way we can do is we take the total cases, right? The deaths divided by total cases. Total deaths divided by total cases. Okay, 137,403 divided by 3355646. 4%. Okay, roughly 4%. So what we know is about 4%. That's the death rate. Okay, if they didn't doctor the death numbers, right? So there has been allegations that Florida is slowly deleting those out of state status, right? Those people from out of state that died in Florida is not counted, okay, in the USA. There has been allegations of that. Okay, I am not going to investigate those kind of stuff because it's only about 1,000 plus extra, right? But if many of the states are doing this, that could be hiding a lot of mortality rate, right? So at least we have two numbers now. 4%, that's the total mortality rate, right? It's just an estimate, okay? It's just an estimate. 4% is estimate because these guys haven't closed the cases yet, okay? Until a month, let's say no addition in total cases, then you get a better picture, okay? So you get 4%, okay? 4% is decent. It's good enough, okay? And that 4% can be reduced, right? Now, okay? That 4% is reduced, right? If the remdesivir is not shitting us, okay? So 40% times 4, so the death rate is about 1.6% only. Okay, the problem is I saw the remdesivir studies. They kind of cherry pick patients, right? We're not sure what kind of patients are they going to use, right? We need to know the parameters. Are these patients sick or not? Okay. uh, Nevertheless, it's a very interesting, even if it's only 50%, that's amazing. Okay, so here we go, 2% death rate. Okay, it's still deadlier than the flu. So you guys still need to watch out. People still need to watch out. We don't want to get this, especially those with comorbidities, right? If you have high blood pressure, some kind of a heart disease, some kind of lung problem, if you have immune immunodeficiency problems, so if diabetes, right? If you are obese, okay, all these factors, they add up, okay, and they increase your chances of death. So how do you how do we use this information, right, to access the significance of the of this whole problem? So where will the markets go to? uh, if it's really true and Gilead is not lying, okay, and if it does manage to reduce it that much, okay, I would say that the problem is 70% solved. Okay, 70% solved. Okay, because from 4%, okay, let's say Gilead is, cherry picking the data, but it managed to cause about 50%. Okay, divided by 2, right? That's 2% of deaths. Okay, the death rate of 2%. Okay, let's say the whole United States get it, right? 150 million multiplied by, okay, 6 million. Okay, that's a lot of people, but that's it, right? It's not the end of the world. This is not a world-ending thing, and the chances of 6.6 million people getting it is very low. Okay, so what is the best way now to handle the situation? Okay, the best way now to handle the situation would be, uh, we see a lot of improvements in the field of medicine, right? But the next part that we have to do is to how do we prevent or lower the spread of infection. Okay, and that's the usual social distancing measures that we need to do. Okay, uh, so another way is to just just open up the whole place. Okay, but do not allow those people with comorbidities and those people who are vulnerable, like the elderly, right? So just these two groups, quarantine them, or just ask them to stay at home, or you guys know what I mean, all right? While we wait another 6 months and get a cure and open up the economy, that works too. Okay. Second way is to, you know, open close, open close, open close, open close. That is much more hurtful to the economy as a whole. That will be all for today. Thank you.